Welcome, everybody. It is episode 39 of According to Low Elo. And right off the bat, I want to apologize because we announced we were going to start doing 2 episodes a week, which was the episode that got released on the 24th. Which normally, we're going to go over the champions that are the old champions based on release date compared to like 2022. And those are supposed to be the second episodes of the week.
Yeah, we jumped the gun thinking we were going to have some more content. And
turns out the content came after the episode has been posted. So moving forward, those episodes are going to be the latter half of the week, primarily.
Yep.
Because next week, the patches should be back, unless, we take a random fucking holiday again, whatever the fuck.
Oh, by the way, we're going to extend our holiday out by another 2 weeks, so you guys can play on the same patch.
So, yeah, apologies for that. You're getting 2 episodes in a row.
Back to back.
Back to back. But today, guys, we're going to be talking about Mythic, the Mythic overhaul. Prestige 2.0 is what they fucking called it. Already hearing it called Prestige 2.0 does not make me feel good. Because I wasn't really that fond of the Prestige gimmick in the first place. There are some skins, maybe we'll go over that are cool, some that don't work. But before we get to that, we're going to go over episode 37's Q&A and poll.
Yep. So
our Q&A was, are you happy with the new rewards for being honor level 5, which was a recall animation and a specific skin, like a personal honor level 5 skin. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it's going to look like.
Right.
But are you happy with that? Young Pear 14, I like your name, wrote in and said, why not just give riot points to people who are honor level 5? It's the same as getting a gift card at work for being a good coworker.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I see your point.
Let me ask you this. Do you like getting gift cards at work?
There's definitely a level of appreciation that you get when you get one. I do think I like the idea of just a new exclusive skin better than getting points to pick a skin that already exists.
It kind of if you were just given riot points, it takes away the exclusivity of it. Like anybody could. Yeah.
What if they give you a skin that's not purchasable?
Ooh, no, there's no
Rusty
way.
Blitzcrank.
You do not want Rusty Blitzcrank. You just want to own it just to have it because it's a shitty ass skin.
Yes, yeah, I do want to own it. Just yes, yes.
I don't know if they could get away with doing that though.
No. I mean, the new skin. I'm cool with the new skin. I actually think that's okay. But I understand where young Grow a Pair is coming from.
Because I mean, what happens if this honor level 5 skin is dog shit?
Right. Well, Riot can shit in a bucket and call me Mary.
And the other question is, are they if did they confirm they're doing this? I think they confirmed they're doing this.
Yeah, I think that was it. More or less.
So are they going to be making a new skin every year? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would assume it'd be akin to like a championship skin.
Victorious
or prestige, Victoria skin. That's the word I was thinking of.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, I guess if you gave, honestly, I would not be upset if I got riot points. Don't get me wrong. I would feel if I was honorable and I was honor level 5, I'd want something more personal. Because anybody can get riot points.
That's fair.
That's just my argument. Anybody can get riot points. Anybody can. I mean, as far as a gift card.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say at my job for my birthday last year, they just gave me a $25 like Visa gift card.
Oof.
I'm like, okay, you could have just given me
a poopy flavored lollipop.
I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and get one thing.
You can go get 3 gallons of gas with that.
I just feel like gift card. If we're gonna like compare gift cards to like a reward for a riot, like gift cards are the things I feel like, and no offense to people who give gift cards as gifts, but those are the gifts that you give to someone you have no idea what to get them. Like,
right,
okay,
right.
Here's a $50 gift card.
My thought against that idea is, and I'm not trying to poo-poo young pairs idea. I don't think it's a horrible idea, really. I feel like it's kind of on par with what they're doing now. But my thought is with all of the Amazon Prime stuff that they're doing right now, with the free Riot points, that they're not going to want to give one out for honorable players, right?
Right.
But hey, right now I think throwing any idea out there is a good idea, because I think they're struggling to have some good ideas on what they should be doing for honor level 5s to get more consistent, or maybe a higher level of honor 5 players, if that makes sense. I don't know if what I just said made any sense at all.
It made great sense. Why
uh,
don't you go to our next answer?
yeah, we'll go on to Joa Lowe's, or Laws, or Joe Laws. Joa, thank you for writing in every week. I appreciate you.
I know. He's our boy. Or
He
girl.
said, just give them some nice skins with honor level 5, the toxicity will decrease. I'm pretty sure that was a sarcastic answer to what Riot was suggesting they wanted to do. So thank you for that.
Now, let's try to interpret what he means by nice skins. Are we talking about skins that exist? Are we talking about, like what you said, like the ones that are in the vault that no one can get, like pack skins?
Dude.
If I could get my hands on PAX TF, I would lose my fucking mind.
Dude. Bro, you just want it because you don't have it.
All right, right now, PAX TF, Sivir, or Jax? If you could only have one.
I don't really care about the Jax one, although saying PAX Jax is fun. I'm between Sivir and TF.
Sivir's really fucking good. It's just like Tron.
Not gonna look at it.
Yeah.
XTF.
Let's take a look. I'll bring it up on.
Yeah, bring it up on there.
Let's take a look.
Images. I think I gotta go with Sivir.
Ooh, that original splash art. Because they did the Neopax one.
Yeah.
The one that kind of. Oh.
Like, PAX Jax is cool, but I don't care that much. I think PAX Sivir is my favorite. Because I like that her, I don't remember what the name of her weapon is called, but I like that it's a boomer, or that it's a D-pad.
Yeah.
I almost said boomerang like a fucking moron.
I mean, it kind of is, because it comes back to her, no?
Yeah, it's got a name. I have to Google Sivir's weapon's name.
So, I think at the end of the day, a lot of the time I think people can get to level 5 honor still being toxic. Yeah, what we have been seeing recently are people getting around saying words that obviously you know what it means, but spelling it slightly different, or just kind of alluding to what they're trying to get across.
Yes.
And they don't get banned for it.
Yeah,
so
you're telling people to "and hero" like the internet doesn't know what that means or something. You know what I mean?
I think no matter what, toxicity is never going to go down.
It won't. And I will say this in terms of toxicity. I think we've made this comparison before also, but like Call of Duty toxicity still exists. And if it exists at that level, it's going to exist in League of Legends. It's just really unfortunate that this game has such a reputation for horrible toxicity, considering it is more of a team game than Call of Duty ever would be. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know what you do to change these people's behaviors, but I thought the Dota idea of like putting them in their own queue was a great idea.
Shout out to Duke.
Yeah, that was a genius idea, Duke. Thank you.
No, I mean that's what they do in Dota anyways.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. But like to say you guys should just, I mean, League of Legends was very criticized for pilfering ideas from Dota anyways. You might as well pilfer that idea because that thing works.
But then you'd have to like, how do they? So they'd have to make, we'll call it like an honor. We'll just say honor level, whatever. So like, all the people that are dishonorable, you gotta make like a queue. How are they gonna do it for normal games, for ARAMs, for ranked games? Like that's a lot of fucking work. I feel like, and maybe there's not as many toxic people as we think. So what happens if like queue times are insane?
That's true.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like that though. Put all the toxic people with each other. That'd be I would watch.
So
I would
let
love to
let them
watch that.
scream at each other until their heads fall off. Whatever.
Alrighty, and finally, Rand wrote in and said, "I think it's cool. I feel like they should do more for Honor, but I only think that because I'll never be a high elo player."
That's fair. I didn't have much to add to that. When I read it, I went, yeah, yeah.
I mean, well, think about it. The high elo players a few years ago got a fucking backpack.
Or the jacket. Didn't they get that jacket too?
It was a shitty jacket though.
But whatever. I mean, they got something. Like they made an effort to do something to high
You got it.
elo players. I mean, obviously the first one may not always hit, but like the
Sure.
effort is important in my eyes.
I agree. I'm never gonna be high elo anyways, so that's
Right.
that's fine.
Right,
So,
right.
Thank you, Rand. Guys, thank you for writing in.
Yes,
We will have a question by the end of this episode for
yes,
sure.
we will. And down to the poll. When it comes to reporting other players, which most accurately describes your thought process for it?
Hold on, you gotta read all my fucking options, even though
This is great, so I'll start from the bottom. I usually don't report people. It's just the game.
no one voted for that. By the way, this was unanimous
Right,
on one
right.
option.
The next option was my top laner is 0-10, and I'm not sure if they're purposely inting, but fuck it. No one voted for that one either. And everyone voted they're actually being toxic / disruptive in and out of game. And 9 times out of 10, that's what's happening. I think this poll is pretty reflective on at least my experience, is that these people, generally if someone's just inting, they're just inting. And part of it is because they suck. I think there's less the case that someone's doing it intentionally and more of they just fucking suck. And I think that's the realization of mine. It's like, this person just isn't good.
Right, as always, thank you so much for participating. We love it.
Yes.
Guys, we still have the anchor link to send in your voice questions. And
Yes, we do.
we're still waiting on our first one. I can't wait to do it. Unless
Oh,
it's like
dude.
someone just screaming into the mic. And...
Someone's gonna be like, do the muscle man scream. But we do have some LCS information.
Tyler's
And
Corner, go!
I've got a lot here, guys. I've got a lot. Obviously, the first thing on the book is the TSM Peter Zhang news.
Yikes.
Came out today. Peter Zhang posted a tweet longer to combat the news. I'm sure you guys may have heard about this. Basically, I'll wrap it up in a nutshell for you. TSM fired him on Saturday. Similar to LS fashion, right before the match. He was accused of posing as a player agent and taking a cut for getting them on the team. And he was also accused of taking money from Sword Art.
Which he pretty much admitted, but he claimed he paid
Yes.
them back.
Yes, so this came out. So this happened. TSM said they're going to search full legal recourse. The following day, there was an article on Dexerto. I think it's Dexerto.
Yep.
And I can't remember the author's name. He went through and talked to Peter Zhang. He seemed like he was kind of trying to straddle the line, be pretty fair, which I actually appreciated. Basically came out and took some words from an interview with Peter, explaining, exactly the reasons he was let go. Peter didn't really have a rebuttal until today, March 24th, at sometime around 10 o'clock this morning. He posted a tweet longer, basically challenging the idea that he acted as an agent for players and took a cut for getting them on the team. He said that didn't happen. He said, I was hired to scout these players. I did not take a cut. We don't know who's making that accusation, if it's TSM or if it's a player.
In that
Peter
article,
said, go ahead.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. In that article, the Dextero article, did it just say sources claim?
I think it just said sources. I think they weren't going to out their sources yet.
I hate that shit so much.
Well, welcome to journalism where they don't have to out their sources.
I think Travis was mentioning that, but I think he made the conspiracy that it could be the teams leaking it themselves,
Right.
but I hate that because it's like, oh, sources. I'm like, okay, well, so this is probably not true. I
Right,
don't know.
right. There's a possibility. I will say, when I was reading the Twit longer, he seemed pretty adamant. He's like, I didn't take money. You can ask any player on that squad that I did not take a cut of their money for joining the team. Um, and I feel like, and he even went down and listed the players that did and
Right.
didn't have agents. So I feel like he has good evidence or at least good basis to stand on. I know that Mark Z did mention on Hotline League that Peter Zhang is not some mastermind. He just ends up in these really odd situations all the time, and people have to work their ways out of them. Um, he did admit, however, to withholding money from Sword Art for selling his car because he said he needed to help pay for his grandma's like cancer surgery or something like that. He did also issue an apology a lot on that post just to Sword Art because he did really feel like he wronged him and that he didn't mean it with malice. But
He
at the end of
was
the day,
asking other players for. I think other players were giving him money too.
and he did say that everybody has been paid back.
I think
He did mention that everybody
right.
who was a subject has been paid back. So
I saw someone in the one of the Reddit threads was talking about. Apparently, he asked Doublelift for 80K. He asked
Jesus.
another person for 200K.
Wow.
Again, these are just. I don't watch Doublelift that often.
Right.
But like, and I know I said this to you earlier when we were briefly talking about. I'm like, this guy not making money. He's
Yeah,
like,
who knows?
He was on TSM like before the shit show happened. Like, probably one of the biggest teams in fucking NA, if not
Right.
the world, most popular.
Right.
What?
One of the other things that I thought was interesting too is he did mention in his twit longer that TSM this year has felt absolutely 100% like a different organization than it ever felt before.
It's a dumpster
And
fire.
yeah, but even on an internal level, I mean, the departure of Parth and Bjergsen and everything like that apparently has done a lot. Obviously, we see what's going on the performance level of the org because the players that are on that team are good players. But the org is a dumpster fire. But I think that's enough on Peter. We can stick with TSM, however, because they have a very interesting path to the playoffs.
Oh man, it's like I saw it was like 0.3% of them making it.
I sent you the chart for all the tiebreaker scenarios. I couldn't even understand how to read it because it's so complicated. Basically, they have to win all their games, and there is an opportunity for a miracle run. I did see someone on Reddit even say if they make a miracle run to playoffs, I'm convinced this is scripted.
Oh, no doubt.
But so TSM went 2-0.
Holy shit, this chart is massive.
Yeah, the chart's huge. TSM went 2-0 this weekend. Beating Cloud9 was probably their biggest feat. So now I believe I think they can get into 2 or 3 possible tiebreakers. I did make a note. So they can tie with Dignitas and Evil Geniuses, which is probably the most likely case. If that's the case, they automatically lose because they didn't win a game against either of those teams as split.
Right.
So
not only do they have to win all 3 games this weekend, so many other things have to fall into place perfectly.
Yes.
That are so far out of their control.
So the only one that's not, well, yeah, they're out of their control, but the one that's the most feasible is that Dig goes 0-3. Dignitas has C9, Team Liquid, and 100 Thieves this week.
I think that's possible to go 0-3.
And people are projecting them to fall out of playoff spot, which is good for me as a Golden Guardians fan. That could open the window for Golden Guardians. But that also could open a window for a three-way tie between Dignitas, Golden Guardians, and TSM. They can make playoffs that way. They have to beat some teams in a tiebreaker, and it is an extremely convoluted situation for that to happen. So that's something to watch for. I don't know if you guys like miracle runs. I remember the Schalke miracle run in LEC. That was great to watch. I never cared about Schalke, but boy, was I rooting for that miracle run. So this would be another thing just to root for, because I love when stuff like that happens and it just shakes up the entire league.
Just looking at this, so they have
Dude, that chart is awful.
no possibility to get first, second, third, fourth, or fifth.
No, it's only for sixth place.
It's 0.32% chance to get sixth.
For an opportunity to play Cloud9 in
No,
it wouldn't be Cloud9, it'd be the loser of
no, yeah, because Cloud9
that's right.
I'm pretty sure Cloud9 is gonna be first place.
Pretty much.
For first seed.
It's not locked, but their playoff spot's locked. Okay, so let's see. What else we have? Oh, yeah, Golden Guardians went 2-0, which puts them in a good playoff push for this weekend. They have... Oh, I didn't get to marking out who they have coming up this week. They don't have an easy schedule, but they have an opportunity probably to go 2-1. And that could push them into playoffs, provided Dignitas loses out. Let's see. Dig, we already mentioned, has a crazy tough schedule. Oh, I did want to kind of gloss over that C9 TSM game. I don't know how or why TSM won that game, but the only thing that I can surmise for sure is that TSM definitely picked some comfort picks. I don't know if they had necessarily a strategy, or they're like, fuck it, we got to win a game here. And why not go for it against the top team? Because they don't really have anything to lose and you have everything to gain, but like you're still in last place pretty much. You know what I mean? They come out, they win pretty decidedly too. I was actually impressed considering how well Cloud9's played all year, or all split. They neutralized Summit, and that's been Cloud9's biggest strength. So I thought that was impressive. And then they went on and played Immortals, and Immortals is Immortals. Of course, they had to suck and be last place. Right. What are you going to do? What's crazy is CLG is just in front of TSM, and I think they played this weekend too. And I've been hearing a lot of talk about CLG in professional podcasts about LCS and whatnot, and a lot of people are saying that they are meeting their goals in terms of player development. That was one of the goals. They had come out and said, this is what we want to make sure we do this year. I was sort of questioning, did they meet their goals? I mean, player development's great, but like, so is not being in last place, or even 8th place for that matter. That's more or less last place, right? Or 9th place, 8th place, more or less last place. Like, I would think that if I'm CLG, yes, I want to focus on my player development, but I also want to at least be in the mix for a playoff spot. Even if I don't get it, be in the mix for that 6th seed. I think that's a reasonable goal for a team that was literally at the bottom of the standings for, 3 or 4 splits in a row now?
Right.
So let's see here. Oh, just to remind everybody, because I don't think we mentioned this at the beginning, the playoff structure is very similar to the one they've used the past few years. It's the top 6 make it, the top 4 play. The losers of the first 2 games play the 5th and 6th seed. So the top 4 get a double elimination. The 5th and 6th seed, so the bottom 2 of that, only get a single elimination in the tournament. They start off in the lower bracket, so that's always interesting. But there's a lot of stuff coming up, guys. We got a super week, and there's playoff implications realistically for every team so far. So it could be much like the LEC, where things got shaken up on the last day, and the playoffs were totally flipped on their head. It won't be quite that dramatic, but the bottom half of the playoffs can be flipped on their head at any given minute. So that's definitely something to look out for.
All right, guys. Before we talk about mythic content overhaul, I had to fucking read what it was called again. We're gonna take a quick break. Be right back. All right, we're back. Thank you, guys.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back.
All
right. Hopefully you learned something about Anchor.
So, 3 months ago, Riot posted a blog, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah, I guess a dev blog is the best.
Dev blog about the mythic content overhaul. So, let's keep in mind, Mythic. Mythic was when did they come out? 2018.
Yeah,
2019.
I don't even know,
Not
dude.
too long ago.
I could honestly tell you, I never gave a shit about prestige skins, and so I just really have
Well,
not paid enough attention.
when it was released, because I think they had the gemstone skins before Prestige. And I remember when the first Prestige skin that was released was the first KDA Kaisa one. I remember that when KDA
Oh yeah,
premiered,
yeah.
the Kaisa skin was the first one. And
That was a
that
good one,
event, it was I was hyped. I was like, "Whoa, this is wild. I'm going to get this." Cuz they kept telling everybody that these were their prestige skins, they're very rare, they're not going to blah blah blah.
Yep.
And then they proceed to release two a month thereafter. Why? What is so
many? Yeah, I remember you bitching about that too.
Why does that? How does that make sense? Why are they special? You good?
Yeah, I just knocked the camera. Sorry, guys.
Got your dick stuck in the laptop?
No, I slid off my desk
okay.
and I went to scoot forward. Or slid off my chair.
Slid your dick off. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. All right.
So, and the other thing that was crazy is a lot of these skins don't. Obviously, they're gold chromas, but a lot of them just look fucking horrible.
Honestly, a lot of them look the same as the base skin, and that's one of the things that they addressed.
Right.
At least in this tweet, I don't even remember reading this dev blog, honestly. So
yeah,
they may have addressed it there, but there was a tweet that came out yesterday from Ken Adams NSA, detailing a little bit better of what they want to do with the prestige skin line and how.
And if you guys, just to get a quick reminder, what they're doing is they are combining gemstones and prestige points into one mythic essence. So hopefully, if you had prestige points, I think they're gone now. If you had them because the gemstones were getting converted, it's 10-1, and the prestige points were not going to get converted; they just go away. So hopefully, if you guys had prestige points, what's up?
You're gonna have so many.
I know, but I'm gonna have like 400. I have 49 gemstones.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Someone on the Reddit thread had 70.
Oh my god!
There wasn't any skins in there that I wanted. Anyways, so they're combining those. So going forward, there's only gonna be one mythic essence. One soul. There's no gemstones and prestige points. Just one thing. Okay. And they, I mean, I'm sure this is subject to change, but they're going to be releasing prestige skins that were, as you can see, it says the first unvault is going to be, I think that's the Pike skin. And if you guys haven't seen this fucking Pike skin, holy shit, Ashen Knight Pike. Incredible.
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
Looks incredible. Just Elden Ring came out a month ago. Gives me this Dark Souls vibes. Love it. Okay. So then after that, they're going to start rotating old prestige skins in. So maybe there was a skin that you wanted to get from years ago, you could get it, potentially. But with the conversion, they are going to be increasing basically the price of it. So normally prestige skins or gemstone skins were 10, right? Now, some of them, and we're looking at this article again, some of them are actually getting upgraded, which are going to cost a little bit more, but they definitely look back. Hopefully, are you looking at the Mythic Content Overhaul blog?
Yes, I am.
So if you scroll down, you'll see the Evelyn, the KDA Evelyn.
Yes.
So it's upgraded a little bit. It looks a little bit better.
Looks a lot better.
Great, I love it. So that's going to cost a little bit extra. But,
what?
I mean, okay, cool. So, but anyways, they're going to be rotating in and out all these prestige skins.
Yep.
I don't know if that means we can possibly get those Neo Pack skins back. I hope. I've been holding on to these gemstones for years because I want those again.
Right.
But, yes. So that's what it is. It's getting converted. It should be next patch.
Okay.
So that moves us. So I was posted 3 months ago. Move it to Ken Adams NSA. I've never heard of this guy before, so I was like, okay. So apparently he's product lead on events, loot, skins at Riot. Okay. So he wanted to give us a little more information because it's coming up. And Prestige 2.0 details. Again, Prestige 2.0 does not make me feel good because Prestige is still, I feel like, a newer. There have been 12 seasons. This has happened 3 or 4 years ago. That's still fresh to me.
Yeah, it
They're
happened 2018,
already
so yeah.
they're already wanting to change it.
I don't know. I don't like the fact that they call it Prestige. I feel like that's already used in Call of Duty. Do we need to use it here? Can we have come
Of
up with a
course.
better name?
So he
That's
says
my
with
own
Prestige 2.0, we set out to respond to critique that some of our Prestige skins look like golden chromas while others hit all the right notes.
Yep.
Okay, the Senna one for sure looks great.
Yep.
I don't remember what the Pantheon one looks like.
Ruined Pantheon.
I think all the KDA ones look fine. The all out KDA ones were great.
Yeah, the KDAs were good. Of
So,
course, as they should be. The regular KDA skins were good, so of course, why wouldn't the Prestige skins be that way as well?
So at least they're noticing that some weren't up to standards compared to others. Like, why were some looking way better than others?
Right.
I also did not like that they were kind of bringing older skins back and just giving them a prestige. Like,
Yeah.
they brought back the Zed skin. It was I can't with the robot skins.
Project.
Project, yeah, it was Project Zed, and then they brought back Star Guardian Soraka as a prestige. I'm like, that's fucking lazy, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm gonna bitch for a second. They on some events, you couldn't use some prestige skins. You could use prestige points. Others, you could not use prestige points. So like a lot of the
You had to
events,
use the tokens, right?
right? You had to get 2,200 tokens, and they're like, well, what if I don't want to do that? What if I have 100 prestige points? Oh, you can't use it. Why? What the fuck was that? So again, I think that's why they're changing this, because that sucked ass.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move it on down. He also says, we asked ourselves questions like, how can we I can't talk, dick in my mouth. How can we diversify our... You want to read 2 out of 11? Because apparently I can't say diversify.
Oh, we asked ourselves questions like, how can we diversify our color palette for prestige while still ensuring they're easy to recognize? How can we expand the creative play space for prestige without compromising luxurious appeal of the line?
So, I mean, yeah, I guess I don't have
He's
to be
got
bold.
a good point. He's got a really good point. Like, how do you make it so you're like, oh, that is clearly prestige? Just like you can look at him and go, that's clearly championship, right? Because they're always blue.
Right. I guess the goal, like some of them hit. Like we were talking about, some of them just fucking hit. Some of them just kind of literally look like a gold chroma.
Seriously, though, they do. I will say, I looked at the Pantheon one. That one's actually pretty good. Okay. It's just like it'd be like the opposite of Ruined Pantheon.
Okay. Behind that.
Yeah. So no, he's got a point there. And then he also went on to say, we also wanted to address the fact that you can kind of tell what the prestige for a skin is going to look like once you've seen the base. This crushes the sense of surprise and delight that should come with a new skin drop, and prestige needs to regularly clear that bar. And I think that hits the point more than the gold chroma. I think that's like a further extrapolation on the point about it looking like a gold chroma. Like, why does it not look actually different?
I spent a lot of money. Why am I not getting something? They need, not only do they need to clear that bar, they need to raise it.
Yeah. Well, I think they're raising the bar on the regular skins. Remember, the price went up because they were going to get better regular skins. So they need to clear that bar with the prestige skins. It needs to be far clearer.
But I mean, but when do you... Then you get into the argument of, are they worse than legendary skins? Like 1820s? Like, are they going to be somewhere between the 1350 and 1820? So I think that's,
they shouldn't be on par with an ultimate skin, I don't think.
Sure, no, hell no. Speaking of ultimate, I don't think we've heard anything about an ultimate skin.
No. I
think everyone was so pissed off at Seraphine that God, I
I don't
hate
know.
that
I'm still
fucking.
pissed off about the Ezreal one because they like brought it down from being an ultimate skin. Like Pulsefire Ezreal sucks.
I think I don't want to get too much of a tangent, but I'm scared. I'm curious what they're gonna do with Udyr. If they're gonna actually spice his skin up.
Yeah, that's like his base skin, really.
Literally.
Old Dudeer.
Anyways, we'll get to Udyr whenever he comes out in 4 years. After a few explorations, we decided to experiment with a more high fashion approach to Prestige. Basically, what would happen if we fuse some of the awesome thematics we create with luxury fashion brand aesthetics. So, like the Louis Vuitton for true damage.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's okay, but how many?
That really only works for true damage though, because
Yeah, I
that's
was
like
gonna
a
say.
modern pop thing, and that's what they do.
Plus, how many? How many? I mean, league player base is massive, but how many? What's the percentage of people that are into like fashion like that?
I don't know. So he did say like he's like the reason he said this idea was born from the fact that our best prestige skins are typically the ones that are based off reality adjacent fashion to begin with, like a true damage of KDA.
Right.
There are a few exceptions like Ascended Pantheon, but overall realistic clothing works best for prestige. I don't know if I agree with him completely
So realistic,
because I
as in
think the
like
point that
using,
go ahead.
like he means realistic, as in like Louis Vuitton or
Yes,
like
yes.
any
So
skins that are like real people.
so later on he goes on to talk about how they can do this with non-humanoid style champions because this idea only lends itself to humanoid style champions, right? Anything that kind of resembles a human, this will work. If it doesn't resemble a
Especially,
human, it's probably not going to work. Like think about Rek'Sai wearing fucking Louis
yeah,
Vuitton.
yeah. See,
Like Cho'Gath has a skin where he's wearing really fancy clothes, and that's a joke, and that works because it's a joke. But like, if you were to try to make the Rek'Sai is the one that I go to think about, or
you're talking about like champions that just would not
monster champs.
Vel'Koz, like
Yeah, Vel'Koz. There you go.
yeah,
What are
it'd
you
be
gonna do for
very
that guy?
difficult.
But I will say about 90% of their champions are humanoid based. But let's see.
Yeah, this approach allows us to make prestige skins much more unique since we no longer have to build on top of the base skin,
Which I
combined with
like that
unique
idea.
splash art and other enhancements. So they want to make the splash art look different.
Yes.
Or are we just
So
talking about just different color schemes?
I look at the Pantheon one as an example because the splash art is the same, but it's different also.
Well, the next sentence says Prestige 2.0 skins will look wildly different than their base counterparts.
Right. And so that's why I look at Pantheon. Um, because though it is mostly the same, like the pose is the same and the background is the same, the effects that surround him, his color, his outfit, is drastically different. Even his weapon looks different.
I think maybe I don't know if this is what he's saying, but this is something like reading this is what I want. I mean, give me a whole new like pose of said champion. Like have them
Oh yeah, you can
doing
do that
something.
too.
So like I know we've been listening to lore heads and they when they talk about certain champions prestige skins, there's extra lore on top of that prestige skin. So they're doing extra things in the lore. So why not have something that I think like the Diana one, for example, like look at that and then versus the prestige version of it. Maybe she's in some kind of action pose instead of like I think she's like kneeling on her what's her whatever the fuck her weapon is, like the scythe or whatever, but have her
Yeah.
doing something else. If a prestige skin has a totally different image, I would be hyped for that. I'd
Yeah,
be
no,
about that.
I think that makes sense. It don't just do a mirror flip.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
Ah, there you go. This is that presents another challenge. How can players easily recognize a prestige skin without the trademark gold and white color palette and clear evolution from base? Our solution was to create a prestige monogram similar to fashion brands like Louis Vuitton and Gucci. And I want to hit the next one as well because these are very intertwined. Our goal with this monogram is to tastefully interweave it with our prestige skins as a kind of universal brand design. We should be able to attach this monogram to any skin or merch, maybe, wink,
Oh my
wink,
god. All
and
right.
players should instantly think, oh, that's prestige. You fucking lost me with the merch.
So like they just want to put a stamp on, or like some kind of symbol, like
You lose me
don't
with the
pursue.
merch because I feel like if you're gonna do a monogram like Gucci or Louis Vuitton, I get it for in game, sure, because you want to make it look like fancy and prestigious. Though I don't think either of those brands are necessarily fancy or prestigious. Um, but like to put it on merch, does that mean you're also gonna jack the
Pres-
price up
Prestige
and
merch,
turn it
my
into
friend.
streetwear? Like, are we talking like some 100 Thieves style merch now, or what?
My god.
Like,
I
you lost me on that particular part.
I don't. I feel like it would look weird if like a champion just had a huge fucking like. I mean, we don't know what this monogram would look like, but like they're just like wearing a shirt that has that symbol on it. It would.
So I was thinking maybe it's not that. Maybe it's like a under the base animation because remember they've done in the past with the professional skin lines and they do like the player's signature underneath or whatever.
Yeah, but I'd rather it be part of the champion, not like something underneath them.
So Senna, for example, you could probably work it into her gun, but like, where would you put that on a Soraka?
Yeah, exactly. They have a very. Their Riot usually blows the roof off of like when it comes to like their creative side, like they do a great job. So I'm sure whatever they fucking do is gonna look great, but there's also a chance, and there's a post down here that kind of annoys me that we'll get to, um, that there's always a chance that it's gonna flop. And him saying merch, I think he's just obviously making a joke, but I'm like, that's some shit you guys would do.
Seriously though.
You just, I mean, sure, they're a businesses want to make money, I get it, but like, come on, you want to keep your player base happy, and I don't want to be wasting my money. I spend money on this game. I don't want
Yeah.
to be wasting my money.
Yep.
My dollar, I want to make sure my dollar, each dollar I spend is worth it. And yeah. Okay, all in all, I'm very excited to see what players think about this new direction, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a bit nervous. Oh, buddy. We're taking something that has worked very well business-wise for almost 4 years. Okay, so it was 4 years ago, and reinventing it to respond to player feedback. We aren't going to get every exploration right, and there's already a few challenges that will be really hard to figure out, like how do non-humanoid champions handle this direction for proceed, which is exactly what you said.
Yep.
And do all of our thematics lend themselves well to this execution? I would just be scared that, because I think in the beginning they were making prestige skins for only popular shit like KDA. Of course they're
Yeah.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
I think around that time, I know Blood Moon Aatrox got one, which is
Yep.
another good skin, but Aatrox was popular. You tell me they're gonna give me like a prestige, like I guess Aurelion Soul would look sick. I'm trying to think of a champion that no one fucking plays. Like I don't see them.
What are you gonna do for prestige, Zach?
Yeah, exactly. He already has. I'm pretty sure he already has a gold chroma.
Yeah, he's got that in the Majin Buu series. He literally is like looks like gold. Or he's more like yellowish, I guess. I don't know.
So he finally says, "Still, I'm excited to see how it shakes out. Each Prestige this year is going to be pretty different than what you've seen before, and the goal is to make Prestige more exciting and appealing without undermining. I cannot fucking read today. Undermining its luxury appeal. Can't wait to share more soon."
So one of the things I had thought about, when he talks about thematics, uh, I don't want these to end up looking like debonair skins. And I meant to mention that earlier, and I had kind of forgotten that was one of the thoughts I had. But like, I'm a little worried that we're just gonna see another version of debonair.
Yeah.
And frankly, I never really cared for debonair. I thought it was just kind of eh. And then they made this whole green skin line. And although green's cool, when I look at those champions, there's nothing debonair about them. The original debonair, like Vi and Ezreal, made more sense.
Perfect.
What they have going now, I'm like, what is this? This is
Well,
like Crime City Nightmare. Like they're just making.
Well, because I mean that's all of that is in the same universe.
Right,
like
but I feel like they're just making demon skins, and that's all they've been doing. I don't.
It's the same thing like how they did with High Noon. Like they're upgrading it to something more.
I don't like that either. Cause that's all again the demons. High Noon. When High Noon came out, and like you had High Noon Yasuo and High Noon Twisted Fate, I pictured Shanghai Noon in my head. I'm like, oh my god, that's Roy O'Bannon and Jackie Chan. Like, this is a Shanghai Noon line. This is awesome. And now they go and fight demons. I don't understand that turn. I actually wasn't a fan of that turn. I wish they would have called it something else. I like the skins, but I don't like the idea behind it, the alternate universe behind it.
So the other thing, so we're gonna get into the drops. So in the content overhaul devlog, they mentioned you will not be able to reroll skins and get mythic skins anymore. Because there was a very small chance that you could reroll 3 skin shards and get a gemstone, a prestige skin, whatever.
Oh, this is a lot of barnacles.
Could no longer do that. Because I know we've all seen, I don't know, have you seen these videos where people are like, oh, this is what happens when you own every purchasable skin.
Yes, I have.
And they start rerolling and they're getting all the gemstone skins.
Yep.
Cannot get that anymore.
I wish you could get vaulted skins.
Well, I do know if you own every obtainable skin in the game, you can message Riot Support, and I believe they will give you one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And that includes pack skins.
Wow.
They will give you one. But I mean, you're owning every fucking skin in the game, which is, I mean, maybe some people can do it for free if they play enough and just do a lot of rerolls. But I
guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of games.
So
a lot of money.
Let me find the one that really bothered me, and it was about event passes. Where was it? So okay, I think it's on the Reddit post. Let me go to Reddit. But I remember it's generally so. For event passes, normally there was 2 milestones where you would get 2 gemstones. So like milestone 6 is you get a gemstone, and then you keep going. Milestone 13 you get a gemstone. So they are getting rid of that, obviously.
Okay.
They said now we're gonna get random skin shards in replace.
Okay.
Now I'm looking for the Reddit post again. Someone made the okay, so he goes, they're being replaced by 1 random skin shard each. Basically, we saw that players overwhelmingly cashed out their gemstones for mythic or for masterwork chests and keys. So they weren't saving the gemstones, they were instantly trading them in for, I think it's like 165. Normally it's 165 RP for a masterwork and a key. Okay. So they found out that people were you can exchange 1 gemstone for that. So people were doing that. So he said, so we're taking that typical use case and building on it. So again, you're going to get random skin shards instead of 2 gemstones. What happens if you fucking and it's any random, what am I going to do with a 520 skin if I get that? How is that fucking worth for me? I'd be so fucking mad.
Right.
Because that's definitely not anywhere near worth a gemstone. Or it's going to be 100 mythic essence. Or, is it alright? No, it's 10. No, yeah, it'd be only 10 mythic essence, so it wouldn't be that much. But, like, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I feel you, honestly.
So, it's like, they're giving us less gemstones in our system because you were used to the older system where gemstones had less value. So everyone's like, what should I do with 8 gemstones?
Right.
It's...
I have 8 gemstones right now. I thought I had 9, but I only have 8. I have 9 chests.
I think overall, I just feel like we're getting... I feel like they pump a lot of information at us, but at the end of the day, we're getting less in value for what going forward. Like I usually always buy event passes. I mean, sometimes people bitch, sometimes not great, but I play the game enough that I can get the rewards and I'm happy with it. But it seems like I'm going to be getting less of a return for the money I'm spending.
I will tell you that I don't always buy
Right.
the passes because some events are so fucking short. Like 2 weeks. I'm like, why am I spending money for a 2-week event as opposed to like the month-long event or whatever?
Someone made this post. So let's see what this guy says. Yeah, I'd like to believe. Okay. Sees that gemstones are not being used to buy mythic content, which is basically only released for unpopular champions. Updates the currency to give more options as well as new, unique skin thematics. Removes mythic essence from the past before these changes even go through because people use the old system differently. So I like to believe this is something but a convenient excuse for Riot cutting down on rewards, but looking at all the changes they've announced in the past few months makes it difficult to believe. 19,000 prestige point Riot point prestige skins. I'm assuming that's if you take all of the skins that have come already, that's how much it costs. 19k RP. Hiking the prices of current gemstone skins and adding, because again, before it was 10 gemstones for one skin, now it's about 125 per skin. So they're increasing the cost of it.
Yeah.
Hiking the prices of current gemstones and adding flavor of FOMO.
Oh, Mo, if you're missing out.
Okay. Oh, right, because it's a rotating vault. Okay. Yeah, that okay. I didn't even think about that aspect. Like, oh, if you don't get it now, blah blah.
Yeah, they're just coaxing you to spend more money is what they're doing.
Removing reroll drop chance for mythic because your whales don't spend enough money because you whales don't spend enough money on this game. Not even begin to overall token pass changes we saw. Oh yeah, the Debonair event was fucking crazy too, where they implemented the new. You had to play so much with time in game, and then when you got to 399 out of 400, no matter how long you were in that game, it would only reset to like 1 or 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently
that was actually stupid as fuck.
This Ken guy, he's responsible for all of that.
Ah.
He's also responsible for Eternals, which I feel like were a scam.
Eternals fucking suck. Those fell flat on their face, and I'm glad they did. I wish they would stop giving them to you out of chests and stuff, though. I don't want them. I don't care about them. Just give me orange essence and get rid of all of them from the game. What a useless waste of time.
I think I'm pretty over this topic, unless you think there's any other things that you'd like to bring up or talk about.
No, I think we've taken it as far as it goes, and I think that I'd like to know what everybody else thinks about them. How do you guys feel about the current prestige skins, and how do you guys feel about this new 2.0? Personally, I don't really care. I didn't really care for the original prestige skins. So hopefully this is better, but like also I don't care.
I mean, until I start seeing these new prestige skins, if they're fucking next level, I'll be stoked. We see this Pike skin. Pike skin looks insane.
So good.
So that's a glimpse of excitement for me. Like I'm like, okay, cool. But I agree. I want to know what your guys' thoughts on. For a poll, I'm curious how many gemstones our viewers have. So we'll make a poll, be like, 0 to 10 as one option, 10 to 25, 30 to 50, and then maybe like 60 and above. Okay, I want to know how many gemstones you guys have.
All right, that's fair.
That's cool. So let us know about what you guys think of this change. You think it's a scam? It's scammed? And if you think if it seems like it's gonna be, what happens if they fucking just in 4 years they're like, oh, we fucked up, we gotta change this all again?
Bro, that's what they always do.
Jesus, you got deep. What's up?
I didn't want to scream into the microphone. If you guys have an answer that's a lot longer than the character limit, send in a voice answer. I am actually curious to hear what you guys are thinking on that. Sometimes it's hard to articulate your point. I mean, obviously it took dude 11 tweets to get out his point.
Well, because
it can
Twitter
be
sucks.
difficult. Right, but it can be difficult to articulate your point. So if you have a long form point that you want to make, send in a voice answer.
Yeah.
We will read it live on our next regular episode, not on our champion review series, but on our next regular episode. We'll read it live and give you a live response.
Right. As far as the next episode, it should be patch 12.6. We do know, and before this information came out, because we're really literally doing it the same day it came out, we were going to talk about the upcoming Rengar changes, because it's, I don't want to say a rework, but it's a pretty big adjustment.
Big changes for old Rangity Dangity.
Yeah, so we might, and I know that's going live with next week's patch, so maybe we'll hold on Rengar. Next week's episode, first episode will be the patch, and then what are we doing? Ash and was it Fiddlesticks?
It is.
I think that's the next two.
I think so. I think you're right.
So
the page isn't loading.
And then we can talk about
Ash and
Rengar
Fiddle.
in the near future. So
Yep.
guys, this was a long one. Thank you. Let us know your thoughts on Prestige 2.0. And
thanks for making it this far.
Yep.
And
as always,
subscribe,
rate,
leave a Apple Podcast review. We'll read it live on.
do it live.
we'll read it live.
Guys, as always, good luck in your games, and we will talk to you next week.
Here's to a good week of some League of Legends gaming before the patch comes out.
I hate this game.